Alright, how's you guys doing? Delay Sour here with Third Movement. And I got a question. This video may not be long. How long is the question that I want to ask, right? How long are we going to be as a church in a place where we are not doing the Word of God? When we read Matthew and we read the last chapter, the last thing Jesus said to his disciples, go get my sheep. Go get my sheep ready. How long are we going to play these games? How long are we going to do things that was old and may have worked at one point, but not working anymore, right? Going on the street corner and hollering at people and telling them they're going to hell, that worked once. But today it causes arguments. It builds strife. It makes Christianity look like we're archaic. And I'm not saying that telling people going to hell is making us look at all these things. But there's better ways we can do it now. People are just genuinely more willing to ask questions now, right? I wanted to do this video last week, but I was on a vacation. I was out with a group of people, or a group of friends, and an opportunity came to share my faith. Opportunity came because I created the opportunity, right? Yes, I was not even in my turf. I wasn't in a church. We was at this bar. I had my cup of Coca-Cola. And they was having their drinks, and they wasn't gone yet. They wasn't drunk or anything like that. They was having a good time. But because of my respect for them, because they can tell I genuinely love them, they heard my message of the gospel. I'm sure this ain't the first time. I'm sure. I don't think you can live in America really and not know the gospel. And if you can, that's kind of crazy. Maybe we're not a Christian nation. But I gave them the gospel. And that's all I'm required to do. Because I trust God to do the increase. I trust sometimes we have to plant seeds. Now, if you're going out there with a bullhorn and you telling people they're going to hell, I'm not saying stop doing that. But I'm saying to see if that's working. Because my thing is we should be introducing them to Christ. We should be introducing them to Christ with the expectation of Christ doing what He says. He will give the increase. This is the way I see it in my ministry. I'm going to give people the gospel and pray diligently for them. And when they come to confess Jesus, now I have my second job, and that's discipleship. Discipleship is lacking in America. That's not something that we do, and we need to get back to doing it. I hear pastors say, oh, I preached at this one event this weekend, and it was thousands coming to Jesus. But I said to myself, okay, but who's discipling them thousands? Because once you come to Jesus, the enemy, he comes after them. He goes after you. You remember. I remember how it was when I first came to Jesus. I remember the enemy warning me. I'm talking about when I gave my everything to Jesus. I remember the enemy when I gave my everything to Jesus. A strong depression came. It was like an attack of depression I had to overcome. I had to overcome this depression. Man, suicidal thoughts continually. It was like on attack. I remember having to put on gospel music, just around the clock gospel music, or around the clock preaching. I look back now and I find that funny because that's how God built me. Right? I was trying to get away from depression. I ended up running to the Word, going and studying the Word, listening to gospel music, and God was using that to build me. He's a good God, ain't he? What I'm saying in this video is, how long are we gonna fight the darkness? How long are we gonna fight the darkness instead of just letting our light shine? Right? Because people aren't stupid anymore. People aren't gonna just get under pastors and just listen to pastors and take everything they say as gospel. That's not what we're living in no more, and I think that's a good thing. I heard one pastor say it's harder to be a pastor now than it ever been because of all the things that other pastors done. Now the pastor is looked at as a criminal and all this stuff. And I say, you know what? It's what we gave the people, and that's what they deserve to see us as until we start being the light. I'm not finna get on the bullhorn, and this is just my ministry, but I'm not finna get on the bullhorn and tell people they're going to hell. I'm gonna get on the bullhorn and shout the goodness and the greatness of God. I want to get on the bullhorn and say, just tell them to look at my life and see if you can see Jesus, because if we don't, then we're not doing our job. As a pastor, if I don't show you Jesus in my life, in my ministry, then I'm not doing my job. And on the internet, it's a little different. I understand that. On the internet, it's hard to see who I am. It's hard to get to know who I am. But I try to be as open as possible, especially on Facebook. Look at me, go to my Facebook, my personal Facebook. Facebook.com/DeLacy Hall. Become a friend. You'll get to know me there. You will definitely get to know me there. I'm who I am on there. I don't hide nothing. And the reason too is my light should attract people. And once a person attracts, I should be ready to see them get saved and discipled. Oh man, how we not discipled. I'm working on a series right now on discipleship, and then another video. I'm working on 2 videos, discipleship and the letting go. Because in America, we do discipleship so wrong for the most part. Now, some people are doing it right. But when we have our churches and people are coming in and out of our church, in and out of our church, in and out of our church, that let me know we're not discipling the people. Stay tuned for that video. I don't know what happened. My voice, my words, they got all caught up and twisted. Excuse me. But how long are we gonna play these games of doing things that's outdated, doing things that's not biblical? It's biblical to preach the word of God. But I don't see where it's biblical to go to the world and tell them they're going to hell. Jesus always told those who say they held a standard and they didn't, they were going to hell. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, he told them, the leaders of the church, quote unquote. It wasn't the people in the streets. The people in the streets, Jesus loved them. In Jesus' day, it wasn't right for a sinner to touch a preacher, teacher, or a pastor, or a rabbi. And Jesus was those things. And there came a lady who began to just start weeping at Jesus' feet and started anointing his feet with oil and started wiping his feet with her hair. And she began to worship Jesus, and the people was looking at her like, what is this? What's going on? Jesus didn't care what they think. Jesus loved her. And if we're going to get back to getting people to Jesus, we got to love them. Yes, if they're homosexual, we have to love them. Yes, if they're atheists, we have to love them. Yes, if they're murderers, baby killers, whatever you want to say, pedophiles, we have to love them. The world say don't love pedophiles. But we are set apart. We are holy. We are different. We're called to come out of the world. We're called to be in the world, but not of the world. A lot of people are going to be judged because they're of the world. We're called to love. Jesus said, I give you 2 commandments. Love God and love each other. That each other means love the transgender person who's struggling with identity, right? That others mean love that person who's struggling with to whether he should love a boy or not, a young boy or not. Now we don't accept, don't get it twisted. We don't accept the sin, no matter what. We don't accept the sin. But we have to find a way to love the person and help them out of that sin. The church should be filled with ex-pedophiles, ex-transgenders, ex-gays. That's what the church should be filled with. Not be filled with people saying you're going to hell. You know what I like about the people who was in real sin when God took them out the world? They know the struggle. They know what it was. People who are still in sin, that's in the church, they're the most horrible people to deal with, because they quick to tell you about yours because they in it. They in theirs. They'll tell you about yours to throw you off so you can get it on, so you don't see theirs. Well, my thing is to say, you know what? I know what you're going through. I know what a gay person is going through. They have this attraction to another sex that they may not have wanted. It's there, and they dealing with, especially the one that claim they're Christian. It's gay, it's transgender, it's pedophiles, it's all these different people out there that are really struggling with this stuff, and we just come in and just tell them they're going to hell, and tell them that they're wrong and they're nasty, they're the scum of the earth. And what give us the right? Lord Jesus, what give us the right? What give us the right to tell them that you are scum, I'm scum. My sin is just different than theirs, but I'm scum because I disobeyed the Father. But the Father is so good. This is what makes the Father righteous. He's so good and righteous that he just gives us abundance of grace, abundance of mercy. And he uses grace and mercy to bring us out. What would happen if the church started using grace and mercy to help people come out of sin? How long are we going to hate them? How long are we going to hurt them? How long? Love covers a multitude of sin. Love is the powerful thing that we have. And until the church realized that, we have a love that's so powerful, that we have a love that's so strong, and until we start walking in it, we're going to be the laughing stock of the earth, and we deserve that. We deserve it. At least on third movement.